We're interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to bring you an update at the polls. It is election night in Texas, and I'm Quita Culpepper. Brian and Ashley are staying on top of all the big matchups tonight, and we will get to them in just a moment. But first, let's go to KVUE's Tony Polhetsky live at Austin City Hall. And Tony, voters are deciding who will help lead the city into the future as Austin's next mayor.
Absolutely, Quita. And by the way, Austin City Hall is a polling location, and we've continued to see people trickling in and out this afternoon to cast their vote. There are 6 candidates to become Austin's next mayor, but really this is largely seen as a race between 2 candidates. Former Austin Mayor and State Senator Kirk Watson is on the ballot, as well as State Representative Celia Israel. During this campaign, issues such as affordability and housing have largely dominated the conversation, as well as issues over public safety. That is something that continues to be on the mind of Austin voters. And the big question tonight is whether or not any candidate will win outright or possibly force this race into a runoff. A third candidate, Jennifer Verdon, a conservative, is expected to garner a considerable number of votes tonight, again, possibly forcing this race into a runoff. Whoever takes over as Austin's mayor will, of course, succeed current Mayor Steve Adler. It is worth noting that in this race, he has made no endorsements. Quita, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Tony Polhetsky, out at Austin City Hall this afternoon. And several counties in Central Texas will be providing live streams of ballot counting tonight. You can see poll workers out there in Williamson County getting ready for a busy night ahead. Travis and Hayes counties are also providing live streams, and we have posted all of those live cameras for you on KVUE.com. We're also helping answer some questions that we're hearing from voters. Now, one person asked, do I have to vote at a polling location near my home? Well, the answer is it depends on your county. Several counties in Central Texas will allow you to vote at any polling location within your county. And voters in Caldwell, Fayette, Gillespie, Llano, and Mason counties are required to vote at their assigned precinct. Now I'm going to send it over to Ashley and Brian, who are going to fill us in on one of the state's big races.
All right. Thank you, Quita. Of course, a lot of people are watching the big race on the ballot, right? The race against Governor Greg Abbott and his challenger, Democrat Beto O'Rourke. But, Brian, you know, I like a good rematch.
A rematch is always fun.
Yes, and that's what we have in the race for Lieutenant Governor against incumbent Republican Dan Patrick versus Mike Collier. So Mike Collier lost to Patrick in 2018, but he never stopped running. In fact, let's take a look at those 2018 results.
It's pretty close. 400,000 votes separated the two just 4 years ago. And like you said, Collier never stopped running. And we must point out as well, the governor's race is one everybody kind of likes to look at as very important. This race for lieutenant governor, as you know, as far as the legislature is concerned, really might be more important to the state of Texas. That's why a lot of people are focused on the lieutenant governor's race.
Cannot say that enough. If you think about the way Texas politics are set up, the lieutenant governor is the most powerful person in Texas when it comes to Texas politics, sets the agenda for the Senate. That opens up negotiations for the House. Nothing gets through the Texas legislature. Nothing makes it to the governor without the lieutenant governor wanting it done or not wanting it done. It is extreme power, and to come within 5 points this year was really, really big for Collier, and he's never stopped running. So we're going to see if that makes a difference. However, you can see the support for Dan Patrick in 2018. It was strong. He has been very, well supported within the Republican Party. And so it'll be interesting to see, though, particularly with this race, you have some Republicans, some sitting Republican elected officials who are endorsing Collier in this race.
A former Republican.
A former Republican himself. Yeah. And he's sort of using that, where you have Democrats who say, well, how do we know you're really on Team Blue now? He says, well, I have earned the trust of Democrats, but I also know how to reach across the aisle. I know how to get things done with Republicans because I used to be a Republican.
He's been campaigning a lot. Zoom in if you would, Ashley. Let's see how the local counties voted in this specific race last year. It was pretty close. Comal County was the one Patrick carried pretty heavily there, 72%. But look at Bexar County, which is in San Antonio. You see that? A win by Collier, a win in Hayes County, a win in Travis County, and Williamson County is one we're going to be watching a lot tonight, Ashley.
Yes.
Look how close this was in Williamson County just 4 years ago.
This is really telling of how tight things really are in Williamson County. Look at this, Brian. 3,300 votes. That's not a lot of votes. If you really think about it, that's not a lot of people. This is a county that could be flipped if Collier can get the support, but we know turnout so far this election has been less than it was in 2018 when we talk about the percentage of registered voters who are voting. So it's really going to be interesting tonight to see how all of this shakes out in this race. It's going to be a big one to watch.
Just one of many races we're going to be covering tonight, beginning right at 7 o'clock. We'll be online. We're going to be on TV after that all night long with just the state races, the local races. We're going to have a look at the balance of power, both statewide and nationally. It's going to be a fun night tonight.
We do. When you talk about those, I got a lot of races we're watching, guys.
A lot of house races.
We're going to have all the analysis for you on KVUE tonight.
We are going to be keeping Brian and Ashley very busy this evening. Thank you, guys. And KVUE is your source for election night results, and we will be watching all the races that will affect you throughout the evening. And you can watch our live coverage starting at 5 o'clock right here on KVUE, KVUE.com, and KVUE Plus.